The world has gone absolutely mad and nuts. Lying is a new profession, apparently, and the truth doesn't matter.
No.
Why is everybody lying? Why do all of you content creators think that your lies are going to keep working for these weirdos? These people are strange. They have strange habits, they do strange things, and most of them all line up with demonic occultism.
So, some wild rumors are going around, and people online are seriously freaking out. According to Jaguar Wright, actor Terrence Howard might have been helping Diddy cover up some shady business. And just when fans were starting to feel sorry for Terrence, things took a crazy turn. For days, he's been talking about what Diddy supposedly did to him, and a lot of folks believed he was just a victim in the whole thing. But now, it looks like...
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f*** you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh.
There might be way more to the story, and not in a good way. Jaguar Wright, who's known for spilling celebrity secrets without holding back, is saying that Terrence hasn't told us everything. She claims he's keeping a lot under wraps, especially when it comes to Diddy and some very serious allegations. Not only that, but she also dropped more disturbing information, including connections between Diddy and multiple mysterious deaths. According to her, the federal authorities are stepping up their investigation into Diddy, and if you thought things were already messy, just wait. It's getting way worse. Now, to be clear, Jaguar isn't calling Terrence a liar exactly. She's not denying that Diddy allegedly made inappropriate moves on him. What she is saying, though, is that Terrence left out a lot of key details in his interviews. Details that could completely change how people view the situation. And if there's one thing Jaguar Wright is known for, it's telling it like it is, no sugarcoating, no hesitation. And this time, she really let it all out. Let's rewind a bit. There have been rumors floating around for a while now suggesting that Diddy might have had something to do with the death of Kim Porter, his ex-girlfriend and the mother of 3 of his kids. If you haven't heard about that, it's been a major topic online with tons of videos and theories out there. But Jaguar didn't just stop at Kim. She claims that investigators are now looking into the suspicious deaths of other people connected to Diddy, like Kim's boyfriend and her best friend. While Diddy has spent years trying to protect his image, there have been a few troubling reports about his behavior, especially with Kim. One report from way back in 2005 said Kim was left with a broken nose after an argument on Diddy's yacht. Apparently, he flew in a specialist surgeon to treat her injuries, and later she said she just hit her nose on a table. But come on, people weren't really buying that excuse. During one of their breakups, Kim reportedly started seeing a man named Shakir Stewart, and Diddy was not happy about it. According to an insider, Diddy tracked Shakir down at his hotel, went up there alone, no bodyguards, and beat him so badly he ended up covered in bruises. It was brutal. And then, not long after, things took a tragic turn. Shakir was found dead in his home. Authorities ruled it a suicide, saying he shot himself. But his friends and family weren't convinced. Many of them believed there was something much darker going on, and that Diddy might have had something to do with it. It seemed too convenient, too suspicious. But the tragedy didn't stop there. Another person close to Kim Porter also died under strange circumstances, Erica Kennedy. Erica was more than just a friend to Kim. They were like sisters. She was well known in the early 2000s for her work as a writer, blogger, and public relations expert, and she even worked with Diddy's fashion brand.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, You know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back.
Scene John. Erica, Kim, and Kimora Lee Simmons were a tight-knit trio, practically family. Erica was even the godmother to Kimora's kids. Now, here's where things get even more twisted. Erica wrote a novel called Bling, a fictional story that many believe was heavily inspired by Diddy's life. The book told the story of a flashy, powerful music mogul who manipulates a young female artist. Sound familiar? A lot of people thought the main character was a thinly disguised version of Diddy himself. Even Erica admitted that the similarities were unsettling, especially as Diddy later began a relationship with Cassie that seemed to echo the dynamics in the book. People close to Erica said Diddy was furious about the book. Insiders claimed he wanted to silence her, and fast. But Erica didn't stop with fiction. She was reportedly working on a second book, this time non-fiction, where she planned to dig even deeper into the behind-the-scenes world of the music industry, including more about Diddy. But before that book ever saw the light of day, Erica passed away suddenly in 2012. Her death was never fully explained. Authorities gave no clear cause, and there were vague mentions of suicide, but no official report was released to the public. For someone in the public eye, that kind of silence is unusual. Normally, when a celebrity passes away, especially under tragic circumstances, the cause of death is made public. But in Erica's case, everything was hush-hush, and that silence only made people more suspicious. Fans and friends started asking questions. Why was there no clear explanation? Why was everything so secretive? Some people close to Erica said she had struggled with depression, but the timing of her death just as she was preparing to expose even more secrets was too coincidental for many to ignore. One friend shared a heartfelt post saying she didn't know exactly how Erica died, but admitted they both had battled depression. They had spoken in vague, emotional terms about their struggles. She recalled moments when Erica would mention not leaving her apartment for days or feeling consumed by darkness. The friend compared it to the kind of bad day that playwright Beth Henley described in Crimes of the Heart, where a character's mother ends her life simply because she had a bad day. That kind of raw vulnerability was real. But even so, the secrecy and timing of Erica's death felt off. Fans couldn't help but wonder, was it really just a bad day? Or was there something more sinister going on behind the scenes? At this point, between Shakir's death, Kim's passing, and now Erica's mysterious end, people are beginning to question everything. And with Jaguar Wright claiming that Terrence Howard might know more than he's admitting, this story is far from over. The more details that come out, the more it looks like Diddy could be caught in a very serious web of secrets, lies, and possibly even crimes. And if the feds are really digging as deep as Jaguar claims, we might just be on the edge of a massive celebrity scandal that could shake the industry to its core. She went on to say, I might never fully understand what happened to Erica. And honestly, I'm not even sure I need to. What I do know is that she carried a heavy burden, one that many of us carry as writers, as Black people, and especially as women. Erica just needed the right image, the right kind of branding to be accepted or understood. Then she added, what I truly wish for her, and maybe even for myself, is that she could have seen how valuable and powerful she already was. Who she really was meant so much more than any marketing trick or perfect image. Okay, is it just me, or does it seem kind of strange that someone would admit they weren't really that close to Erica, but still feel comfortable saying there's no need to question what happened to her? Like, wouldn't a true friend want answers, especially when everything about her situation seemed off? The way her death was brushed off so quickly just doesn't sit right with a lot of people. What's even more confusing is how some folks are so quick to say Erica took her own life, like it's a done deal. Meanwhile, people who were actually close to her, like Kim Porter and Kimora Lee Simmons, always described her as joyful, full of light, and in love with life. So that version of the story really doesn't add up. The math just isn't mathing. And while we're on the topic of suspicious stories and odd timing, let's talk about Kim Porter for a minute. Her death was also surrounded by mystery. She passed away while she was reportedly working on a tell-all book that was rumored to include some serious dirt on Diddy. Coincidence? Maybe. But when you put that next to everything else, things start looking real shady. Now, let's not forget about Kimora Lee Simmons. Right after she publicly supported Cassie, who accused Diddy of abuse, her house mysteriously caught fire. One moment she was standing up for a fellow woman and survivor, and the next, smoke was pouring out of her home. That's just weird. And it's not like Kimora didn't have a front row seat to Diddy's world. She saw a lot. She was close to Kim Porter and knew about what Kim had gone through. According to reports, Diddy even tried to come at Kimora when she was pregnant. She confirmed it happened, saying, "And I was pregnant, the moron." For a while, it looked like Kimora was ready to expose Diddy too. When Cassie's lawsuit came to light, Kimora threw some shade, posting cryptic comments like, "As you sow, so shall you reap." She followed the case closely and even shared an old photo of Kim Porter with heart emojis. She wrote about starting a girl gang of women supporting women, saying it was time to lift each other up and stop letting powerful men tear them down. Honestly, where do I sign up for that girl gang? Kimora was one of Kim Porter's closest friends, so her speaking out made Diddy look even worse, especially since he was already getting dragged in the media. Then, right when people started talking more, Kimora's house catches fire? She and her kids were thankfully okay, and she even thanked the firefighters, saying, "The kids and I are all fine, and I cannot express enough gratitude to the fire teams who helped us today. They quite possibly saved our lives." But that fire only added more questions. Is it all coincidence? Or is there something more sinister going on here? Because Diddy definitely isn't shaking off these allegations easily. And it doesn't stop there. Jaguar Wright, another outspoken voice in the music world, claims that federal investigators are also trying to connect Diddy to the mysterious death of Terrence Dean, a writer who penned a novel said to be inspired by Diddy's life. Terrence Dean's death was eerily similar to Erica Kennedy's. He was found dead in his home after he stopped showing up for work. And like Erica, the cause of death has never been made clear. Dean's book, Mogul, explored the dark side of the music industry. It looked into the shady deals and ruthless power moves that help some people climb to the top. One of the characters in the book, Pop, was widely believed to be based on Andre Harrell, the music exec who gave Diddy his big break. The book painted a picture of manipulation, betrayal, and underground politics in the hip-hop industry, basically a world where fame often came with a hidden price. One intense scene from the book hinted at people trading physical favors for fame. "They all did it, or knew someone who did," Pop says in the book. There's always a new young artist willing to do anything for a deal, a movie role, or just a little publicity. Some think they can avoid it, but trust me, we run this industry. One phone call is all it takes to lift someone up or break them down. In another scene, the narrator finds himself being propositioned by a powerful figure in exchange for fame. He described the moment as a turning point, a moment where he had to decide between holding onto his integrity or seizing the career he dreamed of. It's heavy stuff. And now, people are wondering, was Terrence Dean planning to reveal more? Was he going to confirm who the characters were really based on? We'll never know, because shortly after, he was gone. Jaguar Wright says these deaths are being looked into again. She believes there's more to the story, and that powerful people in the industry may have tried to silence the truth. She also claims this isn't some fringe theory according to her. A lot of celebrities quietly know what's really going on. For example, she said Terrence Howard might know more than he's letting on. She believes he only spoke about the parts that were already public knowledge, maybe to steer attention away from deeper truths. Whether you believe Jaguar Wright or not, you have to admit there are a lot of strange patterns here. People close to Diddy, or people who are about to reveal something big, keep disappearing. And the stories we do hear, they're always cut short, unanswered, and left hanging. So, what do you think? Does all of this sound like coincidence, or does it feel like there's a bigger picture we're not seeing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it because this is wild. And the more we talk, the harder it is for the truth to stay buried. There might be way more to the story, and not in a good way. Jaguar Wright, who's known for spilling celebrity secrets without holding back, is saying that Terrence hasn't told us everything. She claims he's keeping a lot under wraps, especially when it comes to Diddy and some very serious allegations. Not only that, but she also dropped more disturbing information, including connections between Diddy and multiple mysterious deaths. According to her, the federal authorities are stepping up their investigation into Diddy, and if you thought things were already messy, just wait. It's getting way worse. Now, to be clear, Jaguar isn't calling Terrence a liar exactly. She's not denying that Diddy allegedly made inappropriate moves on him. What she is saying, though, is that Terrence left out